Hi everyone. Okay, so it's a lot brighter than usual because I'm filming on my bed. I wanted to take advantage of the sunlight because my room gets a lot of sun, but only on this side of the room, so not where my desk is. I've thought about moving my desk, but like, my room is not that big, so it'd be more hassle than it's worth. Anyways, I went to the Hobonichi meetup caravan today in Toronto at Wonderpens, and it was lovely. I just wanted to sort of record this to more than anything to like make a record for myself, but I figured I would share it with you guys as well. It was really lovely. It was a very small group. There was only 6 of us cuz I was in they had 2 sessions. Um the more not morning. They had the session that was from noon to 1:30, and then I think the other one is 2 to 3:30. I think, don't quote me on that. But yeah, so I went to that one and there was only 6 of us. It was really small and really cute and nice. But yeah, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to show you some of the things they gave us as well as what I showed everyone. And I'm also going to show you I was a little silly and I made a Wonder Pens pickup order so that I could get it while I was there. And then I also did get 2 things while I was there with my mom. But yeah, I'll get into that in a second. So for things that I brought with me, I brought my main thing, which is Hobonichi this year, because I'm not actually in a Hobonichi journal this year. I was using the A6, not the Techo, but I was using an A6 Wonderland 222 grid notebook for journaling until literally like 3 days ago when I decided I wanted to go back into a traveler's notebook because I missed it. But yeah, so I brought all my fountain pens, of course. I didn't end up using any of them, but that's okay. So I'll leave that there. This is actually I'll just move it out of the way. So this is my planner, and it's 1 second. I forgot to turn off my little like my mini heater because of course I did. I don't need it right now because for some reason, okay, in Canada, at least where I live in Canada, it's like it only ever gets to maybe like 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. I'll put it in Fahrenheit on the screen. But it only ever gets to like maybe around like under 10 degrees Celsius, but like mid between 0 and 10. It only gets that warm late March, and then it's around there until the end of April. For some reason, it's like 15 degrees Celsius today in Toronto. Absolutely insane. It was so foggy the past few days because we still had giant piles of snow everywhere because we had one of the coldest winters in a long time and we got so much snow. But then it got really warm really quickly, and so it was so foggy, it was hard to go anywhere. Yeah, it was just crazy. Anyways, so this is my planner. I had it housed in my Moomin Traveler's notebook for the longest time, but then recently I decided I wanted to make it more compact in case I needed to bring it to work, which I won't, but just in case. Also, it's out of screen, sorry. Yeah, I just decided that I really wanted to make it more portable. So I have this in here now. This leather cover is from Think Thank K. I don't know if you can see that, but she is a Canadian leather worker based in BC. I got this cover a while ago, and it was she has like on her website for most of the covers, she specializes in rings planners, I believe, but like the mini 5 and like pocket ring planners. But she does have Hobonichi Weeks covers. Anyway, there's almost like there are different listings and you can customize and pick the pocket configuration you want and stuff like that. You can get embossing. I got a little embossing back here. I don't know if you can, I hope you can see that. But yeah, so I brought this and I just showed people my spreads and stuff for, this is one of the Hobonichi things. They had a whole bunch of their supplies that we were allowed to take, which was very exciting. I'll show you that in a minute. But I just shared some of my spreads. I don't know if I haven't shown my planner on here in a really long time because I've been focusing on pen videos, but my Instagram is more of my planner and journal stuff. But yeah, so very cool, very cool. And then I'll just explain what happened when I got there. Okay, I'll close this for now. So basically, I got there and I was almost running late because they advised we come about like 10 minutes early. I got there 5 minutes early because of traffic. My mom drove me down, thankfully, because I feel like I'm telling you way too much about near where I live, so I might cut that out. So there was issues with the subway, and then there were issues with the streetcar that I would have needed to take. And so I asked my mom if she wanted to come downtown, and she said sure. And so she drove me downtown, thankfully. And then she went to a cafe to hang out while I was at the event. And turns out this shop was open during the event as well. So she ended up just browsing afterwards towards the end. But so yeah, we got there, and where did I put everything? We got there, and they had these little cards that were for like you to write your name on. So I wrote my name and my pronouns, and then they had little slips, and you could put the your name tag in and clip it to your shirt. So that was really cool. I appreciated that because I'm so bad with names and also just memory in general. So I kept that. It's just like a regular sort of piece of cardstock, but I like that it has the Hobonichi logo. I wish I had centered this, but I was in a rush. So yeah, that's lovely. And then pretty much the three people from Hobonichi, they were from the international marketing team, I believe. Wakana was one of them. Tak was another person, and then I can't remember the third person's name, but she was also really lovely. And so they went through, each person introduced themselves, their background with the company, and then showed us the books that they're working in. And that was really cool because I love seeing, like, they actually work for Hobonichi, and so to see what some of the staff are using is very cool as well, because I know, like, obviously it's a company, but like the fact that everyone there has a planner is very cool and very creative. I'm sure there are people in the company that don't, but like it's still very cool. Also, if my rings are too flashy, I'm really sorry. I came home from the thing, I showered, and then I was like, wait, if I'm going to film, you can see all like the like spaces where my rings are supposed to be, because I only started wearing these ones recently, and then this watch, it's my Lola. It was my Lola's. I'm wearing it mostly. Did it stop moving? Yeah, okay, it did. Okay, whatever. It's really old, but it was my Lola's, and I had to stop wearing my Apple Watch because I'm wearing my wrist braces right now. But when I go out, I didn't want to wear my wrist braces, and I have a big tan line for my Apple Watch. But I also like to tell the time, which I can't do right now because it looks like it's stopped, which just sucks because it literally was working last night. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so they told us all about themselves, and then we went around the table for all the participants, or I guess, yeah, the participants, to tell about ourselves, like just who we are and how we are using the books, how we came to know the books and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna show you what I brought. So these are all the books that I brought. Okay, I've been using the Hobonichi Weeks since 2021, as you can see here, and so I considered bringing all of the ones I have ever used, and I was like, that's stupid, we don't have time for that. So I brought my first ever one, which is this beautiful Shantan cover. I've spoken about it before. I finally found it. It was in my basement. But it's so beautiful. I would love for them to do something like this again, but this was my first one. This was my introduction to Hobonichi, and very strong start, if I do say so myself. And so, I'll just show you some pages, because this was 2021. I was, move these over here. Actually, no one likes this color. Actually, I don't hate it, but I wish it was more green. I don't like the fact that it's more yellow leading. Anyway, so for this one, I'll just move everything out of the way. I did have some stuff stuck in here, but I took it all out. This was my first planner that wasn't a bullet journal, because I was a bullet journal person from 2015 to 2020. Yeah, 2020, literally, because this is 2021. I was a bullet journaler for that entire time, and I would draw everything by hand in a Term A5 size. And then after 2020, well, obviously the world was a lot less busy, but also yeah, I just had a lot going on. I started a volunteer position because I had nothing to do, and I was still in school because I was in school, and then it was just a mess, because a lot of my stuff was online. I didn't have the supports that I needed, and it was just a lot. Anyway, you didn't care about any of that, but I just wanted to show some of the spreads in here, because these were my very early planner pages, where I was still doing a lot of, like, the bullet journaling method. I don't want to show you, like, too much of the weird stuff, because, like, I don't care, actually. As you can see, a lot of these are quite basic, but they're very influenced by the bullet journal method, which is pretty cool. And then I started switching things up. As you can see, I was in DBT, which is very funny, because I don't have a personality disorder, but I was diagnosed with one in the emergency room. You know how it is. So there's all this, but I really do like some of these spreads. I think they're very fun, and I didn't know what to do with half the page, so I would just print images out and put them in here. Nothing really eventful this year, I don't think. Yeah, what was going on here? But yeah, so that was, and then, yeah, this has been tracked in my previous Bujo, because it was January, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I really liked it, and this was my gateway into Hobonichi products. If you've known me for a while, these two may look familiar to you. So this was my Hobonichi Techo Avac system from 2024. I wrote in these every single day. I wish I did not miss a day at all in these. I didn't. There were places, I went places, and I still did not miss a single day. Anyway, so I wanted to share some of these pages. A lot of it's just like, it's very full, because I used every day, but it's very funny because, like, looking at these, I'm like, wow, I do like these. But there are some days, like, I didn't write as much, I didn't have much to say, and there's other days when I had way more than I wanted to say, and I couldn't fit it all in. Like, I couldn't fit everything in, and so I had to do stuff like this. But yeah, where's the one that I really like? Oh, when my partner and I went to Morro Bay, California, I stuck this postcard in. It says "Mutts for the Bay." I really like that one. Yeah, it's fun. I do like these a lot. But unfortunately, the A6 Techo, because it has the top and the bottom, it wasn't enough room for me. So, and also I switched into a undated last year in the Traveler's Company size, like the standard size, and that worked really well for me. And then I moved back into a regular A6 notebook for the first 2 months of 2026, and then I was like, actually, I want the Traveler's notebook again, which is silly, but it is what it is. Yeah, this is a Wonder Pen's swatch page. My friend Alex's shop. I hope they don't mind me calling them a friend. But yeah, it's just very full, and I love it very much. I love looking at these books. I don't often, but when I do, it feels so cool to look through everything. But I saw that. Oh no, it's a pocket. Whew! I thought something had, like, gotten messed up. Okay, we're good. But yeah, there's so much in here, and I think it's so cool to look at. But yeah, so these are the ones that I brought, and then in addition to my regular planner, which I feel like I might do a plan with me at some point soon. I haven't yet, but yeah. So we just went around and we spoke about our books, and everyone was so nice. I didn't know anyone, surprisingly. The only person that I knew was the only person that I knew was Neva's. I think if I'm mispronouncing her name, I'm so sorry. But she and I are mutuals because she met one of my friends from our journal meetups at the AGO journal meetup thing, and then followed me and has been to a few of the journal meetups that I go to that I haven't been able to make it to this year. But yeah, she was lovely, and also a big Moomin fan, which is exciting. And everyone else was so nice, and it was really cool to see and talk to a bunch of people who I didn't know in the community, especially because I do know a lot of people in Toronto now, which is weird, and I know a lot of people internationally. Very cool, but also kind of crazy because I'm like, I hate to say it, like, I am an introvert, I guess. I say I guess because I'm just autistic, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's very cool. And then this is my planner. I think I already showed the pages. Oh, I wanted to show you some of the things they gave us, because they had these, which are the translucent, I think, sticky notes. I just put it here because I thought it was beautiful. And there's a is this a dove or a pigeon? I think it's a dove. So I wanted to put the swan with it, but they had so many different, like, okay, this is where I put all of them. They had this stamp. I'm covering this because it has everyone's Instagrams that I asked everyone to write down. So the Hobonichi Techo, welcome, and it was the Caravan. I did a better stamp elsewhere, don't worry. But then they had all of the Moomin sticky notes. I wanted to get these very much, but I didn't. I couldn't justify it. So I took one of each. And also these little papers, which are also beautiful. I think the if I remember correctly, this is the cover for the or not the cover, but it's the same artist that did the cover for the 5-year this year. Seeing other people's 5 years was so inspirational to me, but I know that I will never keep up with it, especially because I'm already doing daily journaling. But it's very cool to see people's 5 years and what they're up to. But yeah, so that was really cool. These are all the ones that I got. And then, as I said earlier, I placed a pickup order with Wonder Pens, and I called to ask to make sure beforehand. I was like, hey, if I place a pickup order on like Friday, will it be ready on Sunday for me to pick up when I'm at the event? And they were like, yeah, of course. So I did get that. And then when I was in after the workshop, or not workshop, the meetup, I browsed a little bit and I did buy something else, some other things. But I wanted to show you some of the things that they gave us at the meetup. If you ever attend a meetup and you don't want to be spoiled, you can skip ahead, but I'm just going to show you. So they gave us each like a sort of membership card. I don't read Japanese or speak it, so I don't know what the Japanese says, or anyway, I assume it says the same thing in English, but it says, thank you for participating in the Hobonichi Meeting Caravan. We present this card to commemorate the wonderful time spent with Hobonichi friends. And it has my name on it, which is very exciting. I really like seeing how other people write my name. And then it has the Hobonichi Meeting Caravan, and it has a map like of all the continents, which is so very cool. They gave us each one of these envelopes, and it's so beautiful. I love the birds. I think Wakana said that it's the logo for the Tobichi store in Tokyo, which is it's so beautiful. And so inside there is one of the fireside chat notebooks, and this is a lined one. It's so beautiful. I have one of these notebooks that I got when I was in Italy. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about where I got it, but I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. I really like the notebook. I just haven't used it since, but this one is a lined one, which will be perfect for taking notes for I'm starting some new treatment. So they got I'll put everything in frame. So they got so they got the uni ones back in stock, at least in these fun colors. And so I got these two from the Fika collection, I believe. Yes, this one's called Plum Purple. I don't know if you can see that or not. So it's called Plum Purple, and this is in 0.5. And then I got this one, which is Nemophila Blue. I don't know what a Nemophila is. It might be a flower. I don't know. But I got these two because I've been using some of the other Fika colors in my health tracker, and I was using gray to denote like mental health symptoms, and I wasn't liking it. I don't know why. The pen itself is just giving me a hard time, so I wanted to use either blue or purple. We'll see what I go with, because I'm using red for physical symptoms and green for mostly pain medications. Sometimes I've put in other it's pain medications mostly, because for like my as needed medications I have been putting it in just like the regular black. Anyways, so I got those two pens. I got this ink, which I have yet to swatch, but I'm very excited about it. This is Seaweed by Dominant Industry. It's from the A Log of Atlantis series, and I've been eyeing this ink for a while. It's almost like a sage green with some shading to it. This looks more teal on the package, but when I was looking up swatches online, some people were showing this as very, very dark, and other people were showing it as very, very light. So I want to know what it is, like what the truth is, because unfortunately Wonder Pens does not do samples of Dominant Industry inks. So I just kind of bit the bullet, and it was only I think it was $19. Let me check. Wait, it does not say on the packing slip. Never mind. But yeah, so I decided to get this. I will I'm going to swatch this after this video, and I'll insert a clip of it. I'll also like show you the bottle and stuff. I'm just not gonna open it yet because I have to slit the sticker, and I'm nervous to do that. This is just the one of the Wonder Pens postcards with. I think it's really cute because it has Tuna sitting there, one of their cats, and then one of John and Liz's daughters. I think that's either a broom or a shovel, but it's a very cute postcard. And then, lastly, I got this A5 writing pad by Midori because it's just MD paper, MD cream paper with a blue grid on it. And I've been writing a lot of not a lot, but I've been trying to get better with pen pals. And so what I've been doing is just writing on like paper that I rip out of other notebooks, which is not ideal. So I just got this paper pad so that I can use it for the pen pals, and for when if I sell things and I have to mail them, I can put in a note, stuff like that. I am in the process of putting a little package together for Thielef. I will link its channel below because it is such a wonderful person. I've talked to it a few times and it is so nice. Anyway, I'll put its channel below. And yeah, so I want to be able to write it a nice letter on this nice paper. And then the other two things that I picked up are pretty standard. I just grabbed a pack of Pilot Black cartridges because, well, I've been using my Pilot, geez. I've been using my Pilot pens again, and the Con 40, I've been talking about this so much, and I'm so sorry, but the Con 40 has been giving me issues, so I decided I was going to get some cartridges and use up the black ink in them, or just empty out the black ink and put it in a vial. So I'm gonna do that. We'll see what happens. Because you can buy the empty cartridges online, but they're so much more expensive. This is $3.99 Canadian. And buying a pack of the empty, I think they're Mahjong cartridges, is like $19.99 for 18 of them, which is still a good deal, but I'm not going to use that many of them. I only have like 3 Pilot pens. Maybe only 2, actually. No, I have 3. One of them is the vacuum filler, though. So I don't need that many, so this will be fine. And then lastly, I picked this up today. I picked this up today, not part of the pickup order. So I got this. And then I got this washi from the Coffee Monsters Co. because Helen's shop update was yesterday while I was at work. And so I knew I was going to miss out on this tape, but I have a big thing for house motifs. It's one of my favorite things to draw myself, and it's one of my favorite it's just one of my things. I love house motifs. So I knew I wanted to get this washi, but there was no way I was going to be able to do it while I was at work. And so I just got it in person today, and I'm very thankful that I was able to do that. They started doing the thing like at Winners and at like that interesting. They've started slashing the price tag so you can't take it off like they do at Winners, and I think in the US at Marshalls, and I guess any of the TK Maxx sort of companies, TJ Maxx in the UK, I think. Anyway, any of those sort of companies, they all have the like slit price tags. I used to work at HomeSense in Canada, so those tags are like the death of me. Anyway, I got this and I'm very happy that I did because it's so beautiful, and I really like the sketchy lines that Helen's been doing. Sorry, I'm gonna cut this crinkle bit, or I'll mute it once yeah, it's quite beautiful. I like that it's die cut, but it's not, the shapes are not crazy, because I have other die cut washi that the shapes always rip because they're so intricate, but this is like regular. It's like a standard amount of, it's not gonna rip, I don't think. Hopefully. But yeah, so those are the things that I got at Wonder Pens today, and yeah, it was such a lovely event, and I'm glad that I was chosen. I was not expecting anything to come of it because it was a lottery type system where they announced that they were going to be hosting a caravan event at Wonder Pens. And actually, I'll show you the caravan stamp while I'm bringing this. They announced that they were going to be doing their event at Wonder Pens, and you had to fill out a form, and then they might draw your name for the lottery, and they drew my name, and I was so surprised that I forgot to reply for like a week, because I was so shocked that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I didn't think they would pick me. So I just didn't reply to them and tell them, like, I didn't RSVP, and I was like, oh geez. And like literally the day before the cutoff, it was the day of the cutoff in Japan, but it was the night before in Toronto, and I was like, oh, I need to get on that immediately. So I emailed them and I was like, thank you so much. I'm coming. And so yeah, actually the next day I called Wonderpens to be like, hey, I hope that this went through because I'm not sure. And they were like, actually, this is all organized by Hobonichi. We just host the space, so we don't have the participant list. And I was like, oh, okay, no worries. But yeah, so this is the stamp. It's really cute. It's funny though because it makes sense because it's Caravan to have the little camel. I really like this camel because when I went to the Traveler's Notebook Caravan, they also had a camel. Very cool, very cool. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a good day. Take care.